Hollywood has used color filters to make Mexico look like this, and Eastern Europe like that. But what would happen if we remove those color filters and make the colors better? Today we're taking these 3 movies and fixing their colors, starting with This is Mexico in Breaking Bad. This is Mexico in real life. This contrast has become a popular meme on the internet, known as Mexico filter. The idea originated in Steven Soderbergh's 2000 movie Traffic. He used distinct colors for each of the 3 stories to give viewers a clear visual cue about which storyline they were following. One story was depicted with a blue tone, another with a washed-out white, and the third, set in Mexico, had an orange look to it. Some people, especially Mexicans, can find this offensive, but that probably wasn't the goal of the people who made these movies. It was just breaking down a simple way of showing an area without having to describe it in the narrative or write it on the screen. But for those finding it offensive or just plain ugly, let's fix Breaking Bad's yellow-orange color grading. First step is to get a neutral-looking image. To do this, we'll use a little trick. We'll grab a reference frame from our scene and make it black and white. Then we'll use an AI image colorizer to get a color-wise neutral-looking image. We'll import that image in the editing software of our choice and open the RGB scope. This tool can show how much red, green, and blue colors are in the shot. It's like having 3 lines on a graph, each line showing how strong the red, green, and blue colors are. When the lines go high, it means that color is intense. When the lines are low, it means that color is not so intense. Using the RGB curves, we can control each color channel separately and match the scope of the original shot to the neutral-looking image that we generated using the AI colorizer. Now that we have a neutral-looking shot, we can remove the image we used for the reference, as we won't need it anymore. And this is when the creative work starts. We'll start by increasing the saturation, so we get more intense colors which will be easier to key and manipulate after. Then, we'll quickly circle between our movie LUTs until we find something interesting that will work as a starting point. For those of you unfamiliar with LUTs, you can think of them as Instagram filters on steroids. Drive LUT looks interesting, so we'll settle on that. It made the whole shot a bit too dark, so we'll lower its intensity and play with the exposure to make it brighter. But why stop at just one LUT when we can stack another on top of it? This sort of a premium look of the desert scenes in the 2021 Dune movie looks nice, and it could look good on the Breaking Bad shot. So let's apply our Dune LUT and lower its intensity, just enough so it gives a touch of that Dune desert look. The whole image is still a bit too dark, so we'll increase its brightness by bringing up the highlights. When looking at this shot, another similar scene comes into mind.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
This scene from 7 has similar surroundings and an interesting color scheme. So let's borrow some looks from our friend David Fincher and circle through our collection of Fincher LUTs. Fight Club LUT should do it. We'll lower its intensity and again increase the exposure. Grass in the background could be a bit warmer, so we'll select its color range and drag its temperature to orange. And for the final touch, we still want to keep some of that Breaking Bad charm, so we'll apply the Breaking Bad LUT with a low intensity. And just like that, we have changed the color grade of Breaking Bad. Enjoy this short comparison of the original and edited version. Let us know in the comments below which version you prefer. If you like the original and want to make your videos and photos look like Breaking Bad, check out our Breaking Bad LUTs and Lightroom profiles. Link for that and all other LUTs used in this video will be in the description. Twilight became a huge hit, creating a massive franchise that sparked both love and hate. If you did not get into the Twilight craze or didn't pay much attention to it, there's a noticeable difference between the first film and the rest of the series in terms of the mood and direction. When you compare Twilight to the other movies in the series, you'll notice a distinct blue filter that gives the world a cold feeling. Catherine Hardwicke, who directed the film, also used this blue-green tint in her first movie 13 to show the rough emotions and rebelliousness of teenagers. In 13, the blue tint helps you feel the gloominess of a young teenager's life, while in Twilight, it accentuates the surroundings of lush forests and mountains. This creates a sensation that you can almost touch the world of the movie. The color also enhances the pale appearance of the vampires. In contrast, New Moon ditches the blue hue, giving a warmer look to highlight the werewolves and their connection to the land. Audiences basically either love or hate the blue Twilight filter. And since color grading is a subjective and creative choice, you can argue that any color grade is intentional and not bad. We personally think the blue color grade in Twilight is good and serves the story. But for the people that hate it, let's fix it. First step is to get a neutral-looking image. To do this, we'll use the same process as in the Breaking Bad example. We'll import that image in the editing software, and using the RGB curves, match the original shot to the neutral-looking image we generated. And now we can start with the creative work. We'll bring up the brightness of the shot by increasing the exposure. It would be interesting to see how this shot would look if it was slightly warmer. Aesthetics of the Her movie could look interesting in this shot, so we'll add our Her LUT. This is looking nice. Let's select the green grass range using the hue versus saturation curve and add yellow tones to that color range. This made the grass just a bit warmer. Skin tones of the actors look a bit too bright and saturated for the location where they're at. So we'll select them using the HSL secondary and make them darker by lowering the highlights and making the colors less intense by decreasing the saturation. And with that, we have changed the color grade of Twilight. Here's the short comparison of the original and edited version. If you want to make your videos and photos look like Twilight, check out our Twilight LUT and Lightroom profile in the description. All of the characters in the first Transformers movie look like rotisserie chickens that are covered in basing, with the skin color they have because of the color grade. This is just one of the comments from people on Reddit regarding the Michael Bay look, which consists of the teal and orange color grade with high saturation and contrast. And it looks like some people really don't like it, so let's fix it. The shot we're working with was already too compressed with crushed blacks and whites, so we had to find some sort of a higher dynamic range version of it, and we managed to do that. To be honest, this version already looks a lot better than the original, and with a bit of minor adjustments it could be considered fixed, but that would be too easy. So let's try and push the look in a bit of a different direction. We'll lower the saturation and push the shadows, which are predominantly blue, to green. Next, we'll apply our Amelie LUT and bring down the intensity so it gives just a touch of warmth to the shot. Then we'll play with the skin tones to make them less saturated in orange. At this point, we thought this could be the finished look, but then this scene from Ad Astra came into mind. The contrast of these two colors look interesting, so let's give the same look to the Transformers shot. We'll make the dark blue elements green, and the smoke below this washed out yellow as in the Ad Astra shot. And just like that, we have changed the color grade of Transformers. Enjoy this short comparison of the original and edited version. If you want to make your videos and photos look like Transformers, check out our Transformers LUT and Lightroom profile. Link for it and every other LUT used in this video is in the description below. Using them, you can make your videos look like Hollywood movies. After you download the LUTs, just import them into the video editing software of your choice, and you can use it on any video you choose. If you want to use it on photos instead, you can get the Lightroom profile version and use it inside of Photoshop or Lightroom. And if you'd like to dive even more into the world of color grading, check out our color grading course. Link for it is also in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.